Hi, I'm Capt. Stanford with Texas Fish Tips. This is your weekly fishing report. Well, folks, you need to get out here in this deeper water. It's been cold, and I do not suggest going fishing in the water in that weather like I did, but there is some fish here. We caught some bull reds right down through here. We're catching a few sheep's head, a few black drum, and one or two trout. Right now that cold, you ain't catching nothing but the black drum and the big bull reds. But they are there, and they're hitting shrimp. Also, you get out here on the end of the jetties, if it's not too windy, not too wavy, you can get out there and there's some really good fish out there. But I do suggest paying attention to the weather, make sure it's not too bumpy. But into that south jetty, about 20 foot of water to 32 foot of water, there's fish. There's some bull reds, there's some sheep's head, there's a lot of other fish in there mixed in. All kinds of different species, all of it like shrimp. Same with that north jetty, you can get out there and do the same thing. But like I said, watch that weather. If you can't get out on the end of the jetty, sometimes you get right up down through like this north jetty where there's not as many fishermen, and you can fish right in this area through here, and you can catch some fish in 15 to 25 foot of water, same thing. If that current's too strong, you have to use about a 3-ounce egg sinker. Sometimes you can get away with split shot. You just have to try either way and see what happens. Now, get over here, Lydian Channel, right here at the Fina Docks, right down here at Martin Midstream. There's some sheep's head, there's some black drum, there's some reds, and there's a few speckled trout in here. Right through these pilings right through here, and there's also some flounder. I've caught some monsters there at times, and they like that shrimp, and everything I've been using has been shrimp. Whenever nothing else will hit anything, they'll hit a shrimp. Sometimes you have to take that live shrimp and peel him, put him on that hook, and they'll hit him quicker or pinch that tail off, and it makes a difference. Same way over Lydian Channel, that old shipwreck out there, SS Worthington. If it's not too much current, you can get out there and anchor off of it or anchor on top of it and catch some sheep's head, and there's a few reds mixed in there with it as well. Okay, and come under this bridge, going into Sailboat Channel, and there's been some black drum and reds right on this point right here. Shrimp has been the best ticket. And when it gets real cold, there's some good fish right here, and that water draws down, it pulls those fish out of those mangroves, and they'll be in that deeper water right in there. There's some small reds, but there's a few keepers mixed in there and some black drum mixed in there with them. Now, you can go on down through here, and this intersection right here is holding some black drum. A lot of small black drum, but there is some good ones mixed in there. You're going to have to take a lot of shrimp. I didn't have very many perch or anything biting on me, but mainly it was just black drum, and they will eat crab-flavored fish bites. And there's black drum hangs out in this intersection right here, and then same thing, shrimp and the crab bites. Now, when that water's real low, that water's dropping out, those redfish will come, they'll come out of these flats, and they will come in this little hole right here, and you can catch them. And there's no place for them to go when it gets too low, but you can get in there. Same way this very end of this wire right here, if you can get your boat in there, those fish coming out of that flat's out of brow and root, and there'll be some good reds mixed in there as well. Now, if you get over here in South Bay, this little cut right in here, if you can't get a boat up in there because it's too skinny, get out and wade right down through here and throw in here. And there's some good redfish, and there'll be some black drum mixed in there as well, but they like that shrimp. Like I said, if it's a live shrimp, peel it. If they're not biting, they're not in the mood, peel that live shrimp. It'll make them want to chew on it. You can throw sea lice in there, but the crab-flavored fish bites work pretty good too. All right, with this cold weather wind we've been having, get over to Rincon Channel. It's nice, protected, deep water. There's some good fish in there, some trout, there's some black drum. There's some reds in there. They all like that shrimp. There's a few sheep's head mixed in there as well. But that's where I would go. And also, you don't have to launch and go very far. You can get right here to this marina right here and go right back in here and go fish it. And it makes a good, easy day. Now, you want to go over to Ingleside. This whole bank down through that north wind is protected right down through here. There's several factories through here. There's rock piles. And it's a good place to go fishing. Just get you some shrimp and throw it up on that bank and work it down and try and find out where those fish are at that day. Sometimes they're about 2-3 foot down. Sometimes they're 15-20 foot down. You might want to put a split shot and just free line that shrimp, or you may have to put a heavier weight. There's not usually a lot of current down through here, but there is some good fish. And like I said, there's several places like Coxskimmel and all down through here you can go fishing. Now, if you want to sit and just catch redfish, get on this bank right down through here, and those little bald spots, those little potholes, what we call them, and throw your bait in there. You can use cut mullet, you can use free line mullet. This time of year, if you can find you some mud minnows, they work pretty good too. But there's some good fish all down through here. Watching them, Capt. Stanford.